Tanui, today when I saw the president talking, and he looked totally different from the first State of Nation address he did the other time. There are so many concessions. Is it good enough? And what can you read from this latest one?
First, I think the word concession is debatable there, because it's one thing to respond to pressure. It's another thing to sustain it and to actually believe and internalize and drive it. So we actually believe, more importantly, that the president will sustain this process. I think it would be a turning point for Kenya. But for the action that he has done, yes, he's climbed down. He, in his own words, have done a lot of reflection. I am happy that today he opened his first state address to the nation with a message of condolence to the people who lost their loved ones, their children, during the riots. It was not stuck in somewhere or said by passing. He went ahead to even address the mothers and all that, and even promised that they will be helped. At no time did he mention that they are criminals, so they will be pursued, although there seems to be a crackdown on them. But I would see that the president was really different. But the question is, for how long?
Ken, for how long? What Tanui is asking, for how long will the president sustain this?
It is the first time in the history of this country, and I think in the history of out of the 54 countries in Africa, I don't know which country the citizens have managed in the recent past to push the executive or the ruling class this far. The president, this has been happening for 3 weeks. The president has been quiet from Sunday. He has spoken today, and the things the president has said goes to the core of everything that has been happening. So if the question is how long or how far can this go, I think to the logical conclusion, because the last time we spoke, we said what I learned yesterday when I was watching a TV station, and the interior CS was insisting it's not the protesters, right? He insisted on the term that is used by the Constitution. So I think it will go as far as the president thinks that people will be satisfied and they can now let him focus. That is how I see it. So he has made so many concessions. I don't know what's debatable in the word concessions, because these were expressed demands from the president, from the youth. And the president, they pushed him back to an extent that he has taken radical decisions that previously we never thought that he would at this particular point. Telling civil servants at the age of 60 that you must retire, it's mandatory, to create jobs for the youth, and it can never be renewed. Telling citizens that apart from the fact that we have been collapsing and putting together parastatals, we want 47 of them gone. Remember the debate on selling the parastatals. Saying that the office of the First Lady is part of the Deputy President. Those are concessions that people demanded. And the most important, the secretive budget, what they call confidential budget, has totally been removed. Austerity, travel, completely. Suspension. Now, from the interview, he said, until this economy is able to shoulder the employment of CISs, he said it's been suspended completely, employment of CISs. I mean, purchase of motor vehicles and innovation, completely done away with. I mean, so he's been pushed so much that he's not yet on the wall, but he has given what we call blood to the people who are asking for it.
Yeah, but Ken, the president anticipated and Kenyans waited for it. What did they expect? The sum total of this debate today, that he's going to trim his cabinet,
exactly,
and he's going to act on those who are bringing him, putting him in a very difficult position. He has promised that I'll do it shortly. Shortly is a very relative term.
Exactly.
You don't know that
you
shortly.
Don't know.
Yeah, but he's promised.
Yeah.
On this space, the one he hosted, he's been asked specific question, for example, on the Minister for Agriculture and the issue of fertilizers. And he said, I do not have hard evidence. The people that were implicated are in court. It's a court process. But this, as to the issue of Mithika Linduri, he faced Parliament for like the political as face of the trial, and he was judged innocent. Of course, there were accusations of rape and all that. But the message to Mr. President is this: Kenyans are waiting to see what he will do with those that are clearly have clearly taken him to where he is. He is in pain. Our president is in pain. This pain is inflicted by his associates. When he said an end to Harambee, I hope behind the scene he has had very, very serious discussions with the people who have been carrying money in sacks, in Naivas shopping bags. Like money is nothing. You know, people are waiting to see this opulence, this display of wealth in the midst of this suffering. What is he going to do? And that is the line that people are going to see in terms of concessions, whether the president really is ready to sacrifice his friends. They are known. It's known what they don't do anything else. I talked about some time ago the Seneca position. The old positions that are not that are not a match for what they are dishing around. Ask yourself, with due respect to Honorable Sudi, he's gone quiet. Maybe silent with these millions in the house now, in the bank. But when you give 20, what kind of business generates an amount that you can give 20 million in one charge, and some other millions another, and we sit as if nothing happens?
And you do not have a business which runs.
Yes. Even drug dealers don't display that kind of money. I don't know.
In fact, they hide it.
They hide it.
Yes.
And I like the fact that, I'm Kalenjin, and I was very happy when Gerard Gay talked about Kalenjin saying that means a lot more to us than, but I hope people understand.
Yes.
And the president definitely understands more.
Yeah.
That when you are fitting to your field as a person, have the ampleness and the dignity and the respect when you meet somebody who is hungry. Don't open your shirt and show the guy your stomach. Ting, you see me? I'm full. Because you're irritating that fella.
Okay. And the guy is hungry.
The guy is hungry,
yes.
And then you go ahead and say, education doesn't matter. You guys, and the youngsters, many of them are very educated, but they don't have jobs. And you tell them, even the job you gave me to go to Parliament, I do not have to go there and speak English. I'll go to Tanzania and make money. What is that? So I hope the president will cross that other line and take action. Not like his predecessor. President will walk up one time and told us, I've drawn the red line. Maybe it was drawn in sand. We never saw the red line. Did you see the red line? But if the president has drawn the red line, people want to see action.